Oh my gosh, flooded roads and mudslides causing problems across California as the impact of Tropical Storm Hilary remains. This video right here shows moments just before San Bernardino County firefighters had to run to escape a massive wall of mud coming downhill, heading directly towards them. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
That is the good news. Hello, everyone. A lot to cover tonight. I'm Chris Thomas.
I'm Laura Painter. Thank you for joining us. Those same mudslide concerns now happening in our area. It's all part of what Tropical Storm Hilary left behind.
And so we do have live team coverage across the state. ABC 10's Andy Judson is in Palm Springs, one of the hardest hit areas. And Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods has more on what to expect tonight.
But we start with ABC 10's Alicia Machado, where emergency officials are watching closely for mud and debris flows over the Caldor and Mosquito Fire burn scars. She joins us live from Forest Hill with more on the flood watch and concerns for the area. Alicia.
Well, Laura, Chris, thankfully the rain let up for a bit here, but as thunderstorms and showers pour over this area, there's concern for debris flow in areas impacted by the mosquito fire last year. Thankfully, the Forest Hill area where we are now is high enough up on the hill, as you can see from where we are, that emergency officials don't expect the debris flows to impact areas like this. But the major concern is for folks who hike, camp, fish, and travel through these areas that were impacted by the wildfire. We've been out here throughout the afternoon. Heavy rain started pouring down just after 2:30 where we are. It's been on and off since then. We've also heard thunder out here as well this afternoon. Emergency officials are monitoring weather conditions from the Placer County Emergency Operations Center in Auburn. We spoke with Dave Atkinson, the Assistant Director of Emergency Services for Placer County, about the debris flow concerns. Take a listen.
Whenever you have a burn, such as the mosquito fire, it changes the chemical structure of the soil and makes it more likely that in a really heavy downpour, which you would find in a thunderstorm, there's a chance for what's called a debris flow, where essentially it picks up some of that soil and starts to move it downhill.
Atkinson says thankfully there aren't a lot of residents out in the burn scar area, or their homes are high enough up that they likely won't be impacted. The Placer County Sheriff's Office says if the situation escalates, they will send out deputies to make sure that anybody who is out in those areas of concern get out as soon as possible. Important to keep an eye on your phone, especially if any alerts come through. That's why it's important for folks coming through this area to make sure that they are signed up for the Placer Alert system online, which will notify you of any public safety notifications and also of any evacuations if they do go out. Laura?
Yeah, that is certainly an important reminder, Alicia. Be safe out there. Our Alicia Machado live in Forest Hill tonight. Thank you. And we turn now to Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods. How long can we expect these risks to last?
Well, we're continuing to monitor how much rain will fall in the area, and that elevates the concern, as you just heard from that. So the Mosquito and the Caldor fire burn scars both under that flash flood watch, at least through early this evening. But expanding the view, you can see the Intermountain West all being affected by the potential for some flood warnings and watches throughout tonight because of the remnants of Hilary. Yeah, still streaming its way through the west. As you can see, that wraparound moisture affecting us, some instability leading to the thunderstorms, as Alicia was noting. Look at all this lightning popping up right through the Sierra Spine there over those burn scars. Very vulnerable to any of that rain. Also in the northern San Joaquin Valley, looking at areas of showers still affecting places like Modesto and Patterson. Moving up the hill, we still have thunderstorms occurring south of Highway 50 and a flood advisory in effect for Alpine and Tuolumne counties until 8:15 tonight. So again, we're going to monitor when the rain tapers off. It'll be quickly after sunset tomorrow morning. Still dealing with just a mix of sun and clouds and a warm start to our Tuesday. We'll talk more about that humidity and the next chance for any rain coming up.
Sounds good, Monica. Thank you. And speaking of the storm, we want to go out live now to ABC 10's Andy Judson, who is in Palm Springs for us tonight.
Yeah, it is one of the most impacted areas there in Southern California. And Andy, I know one of the things that you've been saying is you were there as the storm was moving in yesterday, and you also had a chance to speak to people who were impacted by this storm. Tell us what you're seeing.
Yeah, yesterday we showed you how devastating those flash floods could be out here in the desert. Well, today we're showing you the aftermath. I'm actually standing in the middle of a major roadway. This is the Gene Autry Trail. It connects I-10 to Palm Springs, and people use it to go through from one to the other. But imagine if a home was here. Well, that was the circumstances for a community we talked to out in Cathedral City, about 15 minutes away. We spent our morning with them. Take a listen.
As Tropical Storm Hilary hit the Palm Springs area, Jeff Murray packed his bags.
Left at 3 to get here.
As president of Orange County Restoration Services, he knew residents in the desert would need his help.
We do catastrophe work like this. So we saw what was going on, so we loaded up some of our large trucks and they're on their way out.
They landed in Cathedral City, one of the hardest hit areas in California, especially the Canyon Mobile Park community.
It's heart-wrenching on one hand to see in a senior community so many homes being really harmed, water underneath, potential mold going forward. How's that abatement going to work? And the flip side is, who in the desert has flood insurance?
Nancy Ross is a Cathedral City Council member.
But my most important title today is I am a resident of the Canyon Mobile Home Park in Cathedral City, California.
She estimates 60 of her neighbors' homes were flooded, causing $3 to $5 million in damage.
It was quite a catastrophe yesterday.
It's why Jeff's work is especially needed here.
Water that came off the ground, they call it category 3, it's contaminated. And so between the bacteria and between the water and the warm temperature, you will have a lot of bacteria and a lot of mold growing very quickly.
But neighbors are also relying on each other.
You should see this community come together. People by the scores literally coming out with brooms and shovels and cleaning up.
Now, Tropical Storm Hilary actually broke the record of how much Palm Springs and the surrounding areas received in the amount of water in one day. Now, of course, it's feeling more like a desert out here today. It's hot and dry, but as you can see, the ground here is still completely soaked. So obviously, we're still working through some things to get back to normal out here, but we'll continue to keep you updated. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
My goodness, Andy, your live picture just shows the scale of the damage. And keep in mind, it was 1930s the last time that we saw this type of thing happen here in California. And I want you to take a look at this. The heavy rain and mudslides have forced several highways to shut down in the Mojave area. Just look at that. Caltrans is now working to get things cleaned up. CHP is urging people to use the Caltrans Quick Map as the best resource to check state highway conditions. They say make sure you have a plan and expect delays. Now, keep in mind the cleanup process is really just getting started, and Northern California first responders are trying to help.
Members of the Sacramento Fire Department didn't have long after the call came in to gear up and hit the road, but it's something they are trained and ready to do. Sac Fire is one of the teams called to help by Cal OES last night. State Operations Center in Mather was activated ahead of this storm, where various agencies work together to track it and send help quickly. Sacramento Fire says the assignment for this team right now is to drive to Bishop, where they will be ready for whatever the storm brings.
Have far more advanced training than just a basic firefighter, and their skill set ranges from boat operator, rescue swimmer, hazmat technicians, paramedics, all the above, and they just come together as a team to put boots on the ground and go save people.
Cal OES has first responders spread out across 11 Southern California counties, but local resources here won't be impacted. As this team left to go south, Sac Fire says they have already backfilled those positions, so calls here at home won't be affected.